today I'm talking to you about how to find your soulmate. Now let me tell you what I think about the word soulmate. Okay, there are many soulmates. I don't believe you have just one soulmate, it's your destiny. But I do think that there are soulmates out there for you. Because a soulmate is someone that you can develop a deep, connected relationship where your inner life, your soul, could come out and play with his or her soul. So yes, there are soulmates. So how do you find this soulmate? And why have you not found this soulmate up till now? Well, the first thing you want to do is look at your family. You have to have awareness. Look at your parents. Look at the people you've known that were modeling how to be in relationship. Were they soulmates? Did they have a deep, connected relationship? Or was it superficial or disconnected in some way? If the answer is that it was disconnected, well, then you have some work to do. And that's okay. I help people do that work all the time. They may be the first ones in their family to develop a deep, connected relationship with a soulmate. Be a maverick. Be the first one. So be aware and then start to decide to raise your standards. One of the biggest problems I see with people is they have too low standards. Oh, you like me? Well, that's good. It's not enough. It's not enough. They have to like you? Sure. You have to like them? Sure. But you also need someone who's going to connect with you emotionally. You need someone who's going to handle you when you express negative feelings. I've seen people say, oh, he's great, he's wonderful, and then suddenly she expresses one negative feeling, or maybe she didn't have a happy day, and the guy can't handle it. This is something you want to test early in your dating relationship. It could be maybe not the first date, but maybe the second. Maybe even the first. You may just naturally express, and you want to find out if that person reacts well to you being human, to being who you really are. Now, if the person reacts defensively, I'm not saying you just say goodbye and you leave them at the dinner table, but you have to say at that point, you know what I need for my relationship to work is a man or woman or whatever who could handle my negative feelings so that I not always have to pretend I'm happy all the time. And listen to that response. If that person seems to demonstrate to you that he or she's willing to learn and develop and expand who he is, then that's a good sign. All right? Then I'm not saying give up on him that quick, but you need to have those kinds of standards. The key is to have those standards. The key also is to be willing to be alone. In other words, you got to be willing to lose the relationship at any time in order to have a good one. Because if you're not willing to lose that relationship, you will compromise. And the bottom line is, to have a soulmate, you need to be yourself. You need to be your true self. You can't be hiding or suppressing parts of you to make the relationship work. That's not what a soulmate relationship is all about. So be who you are, raise your standards, test the person early, and just be open to it. The last thing I want to say is believe that you could have it. I think a lot of people walk around when they've seen relationships that haven't worked with the belief that relationships don't work. And they end up finding people that make that belief come true. That's just how our psyche works. So you want to decide it can work, visualize relationships that are working and loving, that you could have deep relationships, and then go for it. The last thing I want to say is that you got to go for it. You got to make things happen. In order for you to find a soulmate, you can't be staying in a room waiting for things to happen to you. Get on that online dating site. Ask your friends about who's out there that you can meet. If you do that, and you have those standards, and you take those risks of being who you are, and you're willing to lose the relationship in order to have a good one, you have now set yourself up to be in a soulmate relationship. I'm Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.